students of class 10A and 10B. I am going to teach you the lesson Rise of Dictatorship on the following points. Point number 1, acceptability of fascism. Second point, factors leading to the growth of fascism and Nazism. Next point, confrontation between two concepts, fascism and communism. And last one, credibility of fascism. First one, acceptability of fascism. You know, the concept of fascism came Italy not suddenly. It came not suddenly. It came as it came as a part of Italy who was treated wrongly, a part of Italy which was treated wrongly by the rulers. There was no rule for the people. Everywhere there was disunity among the people. People had no faith on the rulers. Right that moment, the concept of fascism was formed throughout Italy. Now, what is the meaning of the concept of fascism? The concept of meaning of this concept fascism is union or league. That means where there is no unity, this concept would united the whole country, the whole nation. People would be united and they would enjoy a rule of a ruler. The ruler who would establish a new rule for the people. The rule would satisfy the need and expectations of the people. So, by this way, the concept fascism gained popularity throughout Italy. Everywhere this country means such countries of the world, everywhere the countries which had become weakened, or the country which were not prosperous, not rich, and they were attacked by some some colonist countries. Their main target was to establish their colonies in various parts of Asia, Europe, and Africa. But Italy had its own strength, all resource, and there was a totalitarian government should be established in Italy from the very, very beginning. Some rulers were thinking, and that's why they refused to work with the League of Nations, because the League of Nations was established on the eve of the First World War in order to avoid the further World War. That's why the League of Nations was established. So during this period, when democratic countries faced a lot of problems regarding the solving of unemployment problem, solving of problems of the people, and so it expressed their people's dissatisfaction with democratic form of government and favored dictatorship. That's why the concept of fascism was formed throughout Italy. The concept of fascism was accepted by the people of Italy. So that the people thought that it would bring back the glory and image of the Roman Empire and Roman symbol of power. That's why they use one weapon as fasces. Means fasces was a bundle. Fasces was a bundle of sticks bound to an X that symbolized civic unity and the authority of Roman officials to punish the wrongdoers. Thus, fascism means autocracy or dictatorship where the people was bound to follow the system. Fascism was nothing, my dear students, but was an intensely nationalistic aspiration of the people, an anti-communistic and anti-democratic movement which served as a model of dictatorial regime in Italy. First, the wave came in Italy under the leadership of Mussolini, Benito Mussolini, who made it very much popular among the people, and then the same concept also was formed in Germany under the leadership of Adolf Hitler. Later on I shall discuss about it. Next point, factors leading to the growth of fascism and Nazism. The two factors gave a birth of these two concepts, fascism and Nazism, in Italy and Germany respectively. In Italy, what happened to Italy? In the First World War, Italy was with Germany. They formed the Triple Alliance, and but ultimately, Italy broke the terms of the subsidiary alliance, and then Italy, no, it is not that. Italy afterwards, Italy formed. Italy was a country did not like to make, Italy did not like to make a formation of communist concept in their own country. But the same thing was happening. The wave of communism came, the concept of socialism came in Italy and in Germany both. But the people of Italy realized that that rule was not for them. The rule was not for them. That's why Italy, at the end of the First World War, entered an alliance with Germany. In 1882, Italy joined the Triple Alliance and with Germany. So Austria was there in the Triple Alliance. How many countries were there? Austria was there, Germany was there, and Italy was there. So Italy's aim, why did Italy join the Triple Alliance? Italy wanted to gain back her former glory and image, because it was decided that at the end of the First World War, Italy would be given back. Italy realized that by leaving Germany, Italy would be able to gain back her former territories, which were occupied by Germany. But at the end of the First World War, Germany was forcefully signed the Treaty of Versailles, and so many territories, so many colonies of Germany were handed over to the Allied powers. Meanwhile, Italy broke the terms of the Triple Alliance and joined the Allied powers. But still, the Allied powers did not, did not give back her territories, and so Italy was humiliated by the Treaty of Versailles. Now the question is humiliation of both the two countries, Italy and Germany. Italy was humiliated by the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. Germany was also humiliated by the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. So in both the two countries, the new wave of thinking, new wave of agitation formed. The wave of agitation, the wave of unity was the concepts of fascism and Nazism. That concept of fascism was formed in Italy under the leadership of Mussolini, Benito Mussolini, and in Nazism it was formed under the leadership of Adolf Hitler. But in Italy, the concept of fascism was accepted by the people because of the former government's drawbacks. The former governments could not achieve success because of various types of mismanagements in the administration, and people were not happy. The unemployment problem was there. There was no proper improvement. There was no new construction for the new factories and industries, schools, colleges. Unemployment problem also was there. That's why the people of Italy wanted to make change, and hence the concept fascism became popular in Italy. Mussolini also motivated the people of Italy for the insulting Treaty of Versailles. Since Italy was insulted by the terms of the Treaty of Versailles, so the people of Italy strongly supported the stand of Mussolini. Mussolini decided to take revenge of it. How? Because of the reason the concept of fascism gave a birth of a new awareness, new consciousness among the people. Most of the people, they strongly supported the stand of Mussolini. Now, what are fascism and communism, and the confrontation between the two concepts, fascism and communism. Communism was a great threat for the concept fascism because of the influence of Russia. Russia from the very, very beginning was trying to capture some parts of Italy and some parts of Germany from the very, very beginning. That's why the concept of communism was developed throughout Italy and Germany. Right that moment when many governments were formed and they could not achieve success. Many governments were formed and they could not achieve success. During that period, the concept of fascism and Nazism respectively were formed in two countries, Italy and Germany respectively, under the leadership of Mussolini and Hitler. But the thing is, why was the concept of fascism and what were the achievements of the concept, what were the achievements of the fascists? What were the achievements of the fascists? The fascists laid stress on nationalism, first and foremost point. They laid stress on nationalism. What is nationalism? Nationalism means sympathy and love for one's own country. Sympathy and love for one's own country. The country would be self-sufficient in all respects and would bring development throughout the country. And afterwards, another thing that is important, that is, it also laid a great stress. It also laid stress on not only nationalism, but also on individual institutions in order to improve the lifestyle of the people, because they believe that the interest of the common people must be protected. The interest of the common people must be safeguarded. The interest of the individuals, because an individual gets all the rights from the states. That's why their interest must be safeguarded and protected. Now, fascists regarded quality. The fascists regarded the quality more important than quantity. The fascists regarded quality more important than quantity, and therefore they opposed that form of democracy which differentiate between rich and poor people. In spite of bringing inequality from the country, it differentiated between high and low, rich and poor. So the fascist leaders, tried to protect the sentiments of the common people, protect the interest, the sentiments, the emotions of the common people, and then it also symbolized in the form of the new concept, newly introduced concept, fascism. So the fascists favored aggressive policy. During the rule of the Democrats, during the concept democracy was established in Italy, the governments failed to achieve success. Why? Because there was no aggressiveness among them. But the fascists favored aggressiveness, aggressive foreign policy. They favored aggressive foreign policy and regarded war as an instrument for furthering national interests. And that's why the leadership of Mussolini, who played an important role in the history of Italy and was accepted by the people of Italy because of its goods concept, because of this concept of fascism, the idea of establishing a new rule for the people, and the idea of establishing cordial relationship with the industrialists, rich businessmen, traders, laborers, and common people. That's why it was due to a good effort of Mussolini. He tried to make a reconciliation between the rich and poor. He did not contrast between rich and poor, high and low. That's why almost all people accepted Mussolini as their leader, and Mussolini that rightly said all parties, Mussolini rightly quoted, all parties must end, must fall. I want to see a panorama of ruins around me, the ruins of the other political forces, so that the fascism that stand gigantic and dominant. This was quoted by Benito Mussolini, and he became a very popular figure of Italy, and ultimately he removed all kinds of misunderstanding, all kinds of irregularities from Italy, and brought a rule for the people of Italy, and brought prosperity in the country. Almost all the people were happy under the rule of Mussolini. Mussolini introduced a rule for the people, of the people, and by the people. He followed the system of the concept of French Revolution, which has taken place in the year 1789, my dear students. That's why he gave importance to the rule of the people, because he realized that common people were the source of power. So their interests must be safeguarded, must be protected. And he also removed the difference between rich and poor, high and low. What he wanted, a rule for the people, of the people, by the people. He just tried to establish such rule in Italy. That's why the introduction of fascism gave him a permanent place in Italy, and as a great leader of Italy, he achieved success. But ultimately, some group of people and some countries of Europe, they could not tolerate the growing influence of Mussolini and Hitler, and ultimately what happened to Hitler, what happened to Mussolini, next day I shall teach you. Thank you.